We are now going to start working on formulas in Excel. We did a little bit of it in your finance project, but now we're going to take a little bit more of a focus on it. So go ahead and go into your ninth grade folder and go into your computer folder and go to where you have the Excel data files stored. Scroll down until you see eTry07 and go ahead and open it. Okay, so we already have this formatted, so go to File, Save As, and don't save in that data files folder, just go back to your regular Excel folder and once again do the underscore your first name, underscore your last name, and click Save. Alright, so we're looking at some stock purchases and you can kind of click around. We have actual numbers in here. So go ahead and go into F4 to make sure that this is the highlighted cell. Okay, so what we're going to do in here is we're going to actually add together some stuff. So in F4 type equals and click on D4 plus E4. So we're trying to find the amount sold and the commission based on it to find out the cost basis. And then press enter. Now we're going to go in D5. Okay, in D5 we're going to type equals and we're going to click on B5 and we're going to type times C5. So I know you guys have done this before, but just to reiterate, all formulas start with an equal sign and the cell times the cell, so that asterisk right here is your multiply, and press enter. So if you look at this formula that was already there, it did the exact same thing. So it mounted the price times the quantity to find the total amount. Then we have the commission, so we have it all in together. Go ahead and click save if you haven't saved so far. Alright, now I want you to go into G4. So we're going to find out the commission percentage. So we calculate percentage by equals, and we take the commission and divide it by the cost basis. And then press enter. Okay, so that's already percent formatting, so it's 0.16%. Go into F5. In F5, we're going to do something a little bit different. It's going to be equals B5 times C5 plus E5. And press enter. So if you think about it, since the amount are these two things times each other here, and then this cost basis, if you ever do this, you can just hit escape and deselect whatever you were about to mess up. So this calculates these two things times each other, and this cost basis multiplies those two things times each other and adds it to the commission. So we did the same thing here, we just did it in a little bit different style. We're going to do the same thing over here in G5. So it's going to be equal to E5 divided by, and we're going to do an open parenthesis, because if you remember from your math, there are certain order of operations you have to follow, and Excel obeys them also. So equals B5 times C5 plus E5. And then go ahead and divide that. So as you can see, this one is 100% commission. Okay, press enter and go ahead and save. So now we need to fix a formula in here. So I want you to go into F5, this is right here. Okay, and if you hit F2 on your keyboard, not function F2, but just the F2 button, it goes into edit mode and you will actually change this to your formula right away. So now what I want you to do is select over that B5 and C5, and we're just going to replace it with D5. So with those two selected, just click D5 and it automatically fixes it. And press enter. And now we're going to do the same thing over here. So we don't need all this unnecessary stuff. So hit the F2 button and then in the cell select over these things and then click F5. Oh, I'm sorry, that should be E5. That's why it was 100%. So E5. So instead of backtracking, I'm just going to highlight that and actually click on E5. There we go. That makes more sense. And press enter. Alright, go ahead and save. So now, I know you're probably wondering, there has to be an easier way to put all these formulas in here, right? Instead of just calculating over and over and over again. There is. So if you click in a cell, you see this little black corner in the cell that comes up. That's called a fill handle. So if you move your cursor up to it and click and drag that handle down, it brings that same formula down but replaces it with the next cells. So what I want you to do is in row D, row F, and row G, I want you to use the fill handle to fill in all of your formulas and then click save. Alright, so now I want you to go into F8 because we're going to do the total. So I know you guys have been familiar with using the sum formula. So it's equals sum, open parenthesis, and then drag the range that you would like to select. I'm going to show you a quick trick for this one. If you come up to this button up here, you hit that drop down, there's all these other formulas also. So this sum button, you see how if you hover over it, it automatically sums things. So just click the sum button and it automatically thinks to select everything above it and press enter. And then click save. You are now ready to try projects 13 and 14 in your textbook.